Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So making a little kind of breaking news style video. Now obviously there's two pieces of kind of sort of breaking news from today. One of them has already started to make the social media rounds, and that is that the National is going to be officially on. They've announced that it looks like, based on the way that the COVID protocols are going and the way that things are going in the state of Illinois, that they're going to be able to have the National with no restrictions. So that's going to be obviously a big piece of information and news that we're going to talk about, and we'll definitely chat about that some more coming up, especially on the Friday live stream. I may do a little live stream beforehand. We'll see. And if I do, I'll announce that on the Instagram. But the main purpose of this video is I wanted to give an update because Beckett has also made some announced plans, sort of related to the National, but also mostly related to kind of their participation in it. And then there's a little bit in there as well about how they're dealing with their own services. We've known already that with PSA shutting its doors on a lot of the service levels, that was a bit of an issue. CSG has started to become backlogged. SGC has kind of chugged along. But one statement I've made about SGC is that's because less people are sending stuff in. Like, they're doing a good job with the turnaround times, no doubt, and that may help them build up their business, so that's good. But they've spent a lot of time on building up their resources and building up their turnarounds and building up their ability to turn around. But the fact that they're able to still turn stuff around so quickly tells me that they're not getting as much business. In this case, it's good for them because they've got a good amount of business, but not so much business they're overwhelmed. So that's probably a good thing. But for Beckett themselves, this is their response to kind of what's been going on, and I'll share it with you. I will leave a link to this in the description of the video for you, so you can check it out for yourself. So Beckett announces plans for the 2021 National. This is coming from Beckett.com themselves. So I won't read you the whole thing, but I'll quickly try to sort through some of this to get you to the pertinent pieces. So Beckett has intentionally been quiet over the past few months, which is kind of their MO, but yes. This is not because we've been nothing to say or nothing to be proud of. We could be bragging about or keeping our services fully open to the public without a price increase. Not as impressive when you see backlogs, but still, I'll give them credit. It is open. We should have been boastful about increasing the number of new employees we've hired around the country. We could have shown videos of our massive growth in facilities and operations. Now, quickly, I want to pause for 1 second. I do enjoy when the card companies kind of backhandedly put some shade on it. The company that's showing video of massive growth in facilities and operations, that's basically SGC. But anyway, perhaps we should have commented on numerous new companies that have popped up trying to imitate Beckett Grading Services, but instead we've kept our heads down and continued to grade cards with accuracy and integrity the industry expects and has come to know us for. So on the one hand, yes, a bit of a backhanded shot at some of the new companies, or SGC, and also at the same time, talking about the integrity and everything. It's like, have you guys fixed the counterfeit holder issue that you barely acknowledged? But yes, sure. I'll give it to them. But anyway, so let's go here. Let's address the question everyone's been asking. Is the National going to happen this year? If it does, so we already know that based on the first part of this video I just mentioned, it looks like pretty much they're good to go. So let's just all work off the assumption that the National is going to go off. So we'll move here. We're excited to announce that we plan to fully support the show as we have for years. Specifics are still coming together. It will be on-site for your card grading and autograph authentication services. So most likely they will still have a presence doing on-site grading. So if you are interested in getting some BGS stuff graded, you can probably get it done at the venue. So that'll be an opportunity given what we're about to go forward here. They'll also have their Shield product, more details to be announced in the coming weeks, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so with this announcement, Beckett Grading will be part of the show by making a few changes to our grading services. So this is the pertinent piece here. Our plan is to make these changes temporary as we prepare for the National and focus on the cards we've had in our vaults for way too long. So like I said, the backlog. So starting June the 7th, so 6 days from the time I'm recording this video on June the 1st, Beckett will suspend all grading services other than our premium level. So they're adopting a PSA style model of shutting down most of their service levels. All orders that are submitted under the Express, Standard, and Economy level will be returned to the customer, ungraded. The reason behind this decision is simply to allow us to focus on the growing backlog we have and get as many cards back to the customers as possible before the National. This is not ideal for anyone, but something that our competition has done, PSA. We now feel this is the right move for Beckett. Again, this is going to be temporary and something we believe will improve our availability for the remainder of 2021 and into 2022. Beckett will strongly recommend all customers begin using our online submission form when submitting to BGS, BAS orders. Using this platform will create a much more efficient order submission process. Confirmations, updates, and moving cards to the system will also be positively affected and shorten the timeline. So bottom line, so this is coming from Jeremy Murray, president of Beckett Collectibles. So no big shocker here. They did finally respond. Obviously, as things have started to back up and PSA's, basically vacancy of that grouping was going to put additional pressure on them. Like I mentioned, SGC has not really felt the pressure. Now, the reason I mention them again is partially because Beckett kind of poked the bear at the top there. I had a little fun with that. But If Beckett suspends most of its services for however long they're going to suspend it, they don't give any specific timeline. They say it's going to be temporary, but we don't know how long that's going to be. With PSA out of the picture right now, and Beckett pulling themselves out of the picture, and CSG already getting way backed up, SGC may get its wish. It may get the business that it was looking for. And then we're going to see what kind of pressure that starts to put on SGC and how they're able to respond. We may see another SGC price increase. I'm going to call that right now. If they do find an immediate rush of additional orders as suddenly Beckett's side of things starts to shrink, one more player out of the market in most of the price levels, suddenly SGC becomes more viable for people who potentially send to Beckett. So all of a sudden they get some additional pressure there. If they find themselves overwhelmed, their capacity is about 4,000 cars a day by their own latest videos and announcements, then they may find themselves in a position to have to increase prices again. And if that's the case, that's just another domino to drop in that section of the grading market. So bottom line, Beckett's saying starting June the 7th, they're going to suspend all grading services other than the premium level. Anything under this express, standard, or economy level, and this is important, will be returned to the customer. So that is different. Whereas PSA was taking the input and kind of hanging on to it, but then not encouraging any additional stuff, they're literally going to return. So they're submitted there, will be returned ungraded. Which makes sense because basically that's about as clean a way as possible to discourage. I don't know if there'll be any carryover time in terms of when they're going to do it, but it is specific, and I am glad that they are at least mentioning it. We'll see how well and effectively they communicate this out, but it is available on the Beckett website. So anyway, that's it for this video. I just wanted to get that out there. Kind of a breaking news story for that. What are your thoughts? What do you have any opinion? Was it kind of what you expected? Did it happen sooner than you thought? Did it happen later than you thought? And what do you think the impact is going to be as far as Beckett, as well as the other players in the third-party grading game? Other than that, we do videos like this when something comes up, and also live streams on Fridays, usually 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if we do other ones, it'll be available on the Instagram, which is CarlosCards12, and that's usually included in the link in the description. So the Beckett, this article will be included there for you if you do want to read it yourself. Other than that, that'll be it for this one. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.